Hello everyone, my name is Chandaran, and I want to talk about the robot AR620 tutorial to guide you use it. The first, I want to talk the outline. We have 5 parts. The first is use text pendant. The second is download libraries and documents for the robot. And the third is install Visual Studio, the 4 basic programming, and the finally simulator. So let's get started. The first use dependent. Firstly, I want to introduce about the robot. The robot AR620 have 6 joints. The first joint here, and the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth. So if we want to use it, we have to provide the power supply by switch the three phase on and the switch on this. And next, when this turn on, we make sure the key on the manual and choose D1 and go on the order, and we choose expert and with the HIWIN password and click enter. So in the back of the text pendant, we have the button. This is the 2-level button. We just press on 1 level and we can hear the sound. When we have the sound, is the light is lighting here. So now is using the text pendant. This is the card coordinate. In the left side, the card coordinate, and this is the speed for the robot. Speed is shown here. And in the right side is the joy coordinate, and we can see the position of the robot like in here. This is the joy coordinate, and this is the card coordinate. The card coordinate is in here, and the joy coordinate is here. We can see. We can see the value is change. So next, I will talk about the download libraries and documents for the robot. First, we have to check the version and the model robot, and we can follow the direction, and we get the version of the robot here, RA6201739, and the AHSS 3.2.15. So we go to the HIWIN.Taiwan and follow the order, and we click to the AR620 1739, and we scroll down and we see the documents and the software. We download this document, and we download the simulator, and we download the library here. This document, we can see the programming for Visual Studio, and it have the example, so you can see it and you can code by yourself. And this is a manual. I recommend you should read it to know how to connect to the robot and control it. So now I will talk about the install Visual Studio. First, you search on the Google Visual Studio download, and you click on the download Visual Studio tools in this website. If you want to download the newest version, you click to free download in Community Visual Studio 2022. If you want to download the older version, you go here and then you go to older, roll down and click older downloads, and you click on the version you want, and you click download and choose the Visual Studio Community is either free version, and then you click download. And when you download done, you open it, and then you click on the desktop development with C++ and Universal Windows Platform development, and then you click install. So that's all the how to install Visual Studio, and then we move on the basic programming. So make sure the user is expert, and then we change the key on the auto and choose expert, and we can see the IP on the text pendant by the follow the order here. We have to know this IP, and then we connect the controller to your window by the LAN cable to CN6, and then in your computer you type cnpa.cpl on the run window, and then you choose the Ethernet that connected to the controller, and then you properties and double click to IPv4, and you change the use the following IP address, and then you tie the IP here. The first one is need to be the same with the first one here, and the final one, it must be different, must be a bit different, and subnet mask like here. And next is create a new project on the Visual Studio. You open the Visual Studio and you click on the create a new project, and then you choose the C++ and empty project and click next, and then change the location where you want in project name, and then click create. And next you have to create the source files. You click right click on the source files and add new item, and then you change the name C++ file and click add, and then you click right click on the project and open folder in File Explorer. It will open the folder here, and then I will provide the library, and you follow the direction. You copy this file to your project folder, and next you add the header files by right click on the header files and add existing item and click on the hrsdk.h and click add. And next we change the configuration, but the first you make sure the platform is x64 and debug. Right click on the robot tutorial, right click on the project and choose properties, and click on the C++ in general, and then you change the additional include directories. Click on the arrow and click edit. So you click to the new file and click to the three dot, and then we will choose the direction with store your project, and the three file we have copy here to the folder, and we select it for the folder and click OK. And next we run down and click linker general, and then additional library directories, and choose the same directly with the C bullet above, and click OK. And next, in the linker input, we additional dependencies. We modify and we type hradk.lip and click OK, and then we click apply and click OK. So in the HRSDK, we can see the function, and then we saw the file software development kit PDF, and we can know what it means. Here it have the description in the example you can see, but maybe it's different because the version. So but maybe it's the same and we can use. So here is the 5-step we control the robot. First, start and we connect to the robot and turn on the robot, and we command the robot do something, and then when finished, we turn the motor off and disconnect the robot and stop. The first, we make sure the IP is the same. Make sure the IP. We tie the IP on the connect method on the robot connection. Here we can see the robot connection, turn on robot, and turn on motor, turn off motor, and disconnection. When we connect successful, the motor on, we can hear the sound. That's the sound of the motor on and motor off. So it means you connect successful. So when everything is done, we shut down the pendant, and then we put the pendant to there, and then we turn off the switch and turn off the power supply. And next, I want to talk about a simulator. We move to the directory and double click to the HRSS.exe and choose the model right here and say, and then we choose mod expert, and then we make sure the IP in the programming. So, and we can see the robot by clicking display, and we can see the position by clicking the position. We can see the position. If we want to see the robot, we click on simulator. So I will explain the program. First, you have to include the library, and then you declare the variables and the callback function for the connect method, and you declare the name for robot. We have 5 steps for control robot. The first one is connect to the robot, and we make sure the IP is the same with the IP on the teach pendant. And then we turn on the motor, and we command the robot do something, and when it finish, we turn off the motor and we disconnect the motor and disconnect to the robot. And this function, we can get the motion state. If the motion status equal to 1, it means the robot being idle, and it equal to 2, it means the robot is running, and so on for 3, 4, and 5. We can have this function. And this function, we can get the current position. This is the card coordinate, and then we bring it on the console window. And the next one is either get the current joint, the joint of the robot, and then we bring it on the console window. And next is jog by key down. It will jog one joint or one coordinate. For example, the type is joint. When we press the key, the joint one will move in direction positive, and when we press W, the joint one will move we're moving in the opposite direction, and so on for the joint 2, joint 3, and 5 and 6. And we press T, the robot will go home. It will go to the original position. And this the same with the tie joint, but here it's moved based on the card coordinate, and when we type T, it will go home. The previous function here is to press the key button, and this function check if you leave the key button. When you leave the key, the program will call the jog stop method, and it will force the jog stop. And we move on the jog mode. We have 4 control type: joy, card, BTP bus, and BTP assist. For control type 1 and 2, as I explained above, it will move the joy and card coordinate, and we can see the description here. And for the method 3, we can input the value for card position, and the robot will move to this position. And for the type 4, we can input the value of joy position, and the robot will move to that position. And when we type 6, the robot will go home and finish the program. When we are in the control type, we press escape. We will turn back to the choosing type control form. And this is the main function. It will call the robot for connection first, and then motor on and jog mode, and turn off the motor and disconnect the motor. So now I try the programming. First, we have to change the user group to expert. The password is HIWIN. And then we change the mode to expert here, right here. And we display the robot. And we see the IP of the robot. And then we make sure it's the same with the connection method here. So now we run the program. So connect successful. So I try the control type 1. Input 1 and click enter and press Q. It will move, and press W opposite, and A, S, G, X, and move on for the E, R, and move on. And we click T, it will go home. And then we click escape to move on the chosen control type form, and we next to the type 2 and click Q. It will move on the X axis and the opposite, and y-axis and g-axis. So press T, it will move home. And then press escape will move to the chosen form. And we try with the tie 3. So we input the coordinate. So the block will move. And then we go home by choose the tie 1 and click T. So we try with the control type 4. This is the degree of the joint, so 1, 3, and 2, 6. So the robot will move. And then we click 6 to exit. So that's all I want to talk. So thank you.